campaigning against them in forums everywhere, profiling them as lost leaders, calling them tukunia, calling them very many bad names. And I think that is where the differences between the DP and our president begin to widen. And
clarity, when did the rain start beating Kenya Kwanza to bring this rift between the president and his deputy?
To be very honest, is the differences between the president and his deputy began when his deputy began to advocate for things that were not within the policies of Kenya Kwanza, profiling also development in our country, profiling certain leaders, which is not a good thing to do. It is the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, that began the narrative of shareholding. And we saw the head of state trying to correct in a good way, where I was saying that we will develop this country equally, regardless of how regions voted for us. So, and also the DP also went ahead to begin undermining some leaders. We will hear him in vernacular radio stations saying that Wetangula did not even deserve to be given that position because they brought on board very little votes. You know, same to Musalia Mudavadi and very many other people. And you see also he refused not to be a deputy president of the Republic of Kenya and chose to be a deputy president for Mount Kenya region. He was just doing meetings in Mount Kenya only, in Nyeri, in Murang'a, in Kiambu. He didn't know that the Constitution has given him responsibilities of being the president's principal assistant on matters that concerns the whole country, not only on matters that are concerning one particular region. He ended up also, while we appreciated that there are very many things that were happening in this country, including selling the government agenda to every part of our country, and our foot soldiers being members of parliament from Mount Kenya region, a number of them, they were forced that they have to pledge their loyalty to the deputy president. And when they said, no, I mean, you cannot just assume that because you are holding the second powerful position in the country, therefore you are the kingpin of the region, and we have to pledge allegiance to you. So those who say that we cannot pledge allegiance to an individual, but we only pledge allegiance to the state, to the Republic of Kenya, and of course, by saying you pledge allegiance to the Republic of Kenya, you're simply saying your allegiance is to the president, who's actually the head of government and the commander-in-chief. So he ended up now, campaigning against them in forums everywhere, profiling them as lost leaders, calling them tukunia, calling them very many bad names. And I think that is where the differences between the DP and our president began to widen. And I think the rift widened more when he began to go against what the head of state has said, this including, of course, commissioning his mouthpiece, who is actually the governor for Nyeri, to go out on charm offensive, where they want to take all positions in government. They want to blackmail the government in terms of saying we have not had enough, and is basically a champion of ethnic hate. And I think even in a modern democracy, if the democracy of Kenya was similar to democracy of the European countries, I think the deputy president ought to have resigned from the position of deputy president long time ago, because he is a champion of ethnic hate. It is his sentiments. Wherever he opens his mouth, he doesn't utter words that will knit the country together in line with our national values, but actually it widens the rifts between one community to the other community. Yeah.
Are the differences reconcilable?
We are not focusing about reconciliating. Reconciliating will be self-synchronizing. Self-synchronizing means our president has got no problem with his deputy as an individual. And I think these differences will only reduce, will only get away if Rigathi Gachagua can have a reflection with himself. He need to have a meeting with himself to reflect and then to change, championing things that will divide this country. He should drop his things of shareholding. He should drop his things about Mount Kenya, Mulima, and begin to talk about Kenya as a country. He should begin to be concerned about the same way he is concerned about anything that happens in Mount Kenya, whatever happens in Lamu, whatever happens in Bungoma, whatever happens in Turkana, whatever happens in Homa Bay should concern him as well. So if he will change and begin to think and act like as a Kenyan, if he will change and begin to act as a national leader, he need to make up a decision on whether he want to continue serving this country as a deputy president, which has jurisdiction over all the territories that are within the Republic of Kenya, or decide to become a regional leader. And when he want to be a regional leader, he should resign from being the deputy president so that he can go and serve for people of Nyeri as their governor. He can run for member of parliament for Madira or some ward where he can run as an MCA if he want to be a local leader. Because governors, MCAs, those are local leaders. Even members of parliament are national leaders. So if our deputy president want to continue championing the regional interests of his region, then there are only two positions available in this country that are reserved for an individual who want to live in a regional cocoon, in a tribal cocoon, in a local cocoon. Those positions are the governor and member of the county assembly.
As we conclude.